This story comes from a YouTube channel called Omega, where the creator chronicles his journeys through derelict buildings, overlooked locations, and sites with compelling histories. His content dives deep into urban exploration, piecing together the stories behind forgotten places and soaking in the atmosphere of spaces that time has left behind. On May 7th, 2019, Omega embarked on what would become one of his most remarkable expeditions yet, a full 24 hours spent inside one of New Zealand's longest abandoned railway tunnels. He arrived at the site with his dog Max, geared up and ready to step into the darkness of this long-forgotten passage. What he expected to be a straightforward historical exploration would quickly turn into one of the most deeply unsettling nights of his life.
Actually been up to this tunnel before at night time. I have been here during the day. I will be honest, I have been up here during the day, but at night time I have not seen it at night. What do you think, Max? Hey Max, what do you think? Man, this looks a bit creepier than what I remember. Oh man alive. I don't know how far I'm gonna go into this thing. I've got to find a place to set up camp though somewhere, and it has to be in the tunnel, so I'm gonna venture in. From what I remember, there are little manholes throughout this tunnel. I think the thing that I'm mostly worried about is people coming up here. I mean, you don't know what kind of people come up here. I don't see any visible signs of like tagging or anything on the outside piece of the tunnel, but you just don't know. You don't know what kind of people are gonna come up and hang out in this tunnel, you know, in the night. And it is a Friday night here, so yeah, there could be anyone coming up here. Oh look, it's me long lost shoe. Okay, before we even go into the tunnel, as you can see, it's totally pitch black. It's too dark to go in there without any form or source of light, so that's the next thing we need to get out of the pack. I managed to secure myself a place to stay for the night. If you look here, it's actually an old manhole. It's what the tunnel workers used to use, obviously, when they were working on the lines and that. And when a train was coming, they would situate themselves in the manhole while the train goes past. And as you can see out here, it is totally dark now. The sun's gone right down. There's no more light left. If I turn my light off, now this is the freaky thing. When I turn this light off, it is totally pitch black and silent. You ready? Here we go. Wow. That's spooky, if you ask me. So yeah, we're gonna have a lot of lights on. Obviously I got lanterns, I got backup torches, I've got all sorts, so we should be fine. How you feeling, Max? Oh, Max is a little bit tired, aren't you, Max? Sorry, I'm torching you. I suppose it's time for dinner, isn't it, Maxim? It's time for dinner. I think it's around 9 o'clock. I've checked my phone, it's roughly around 9 o'clock, but we'll do a time check soon, as soon as I've cooked dinner. I've got a little bit of a choice tonight on our meals. Let me get round here. We've got the Big Eat butter chicken, and we've got the Big Eat all day breakfast. Well, it's not really breakfast time, but you know, knowing me, I'm going to go for the memes and have an all day breakfast for dinner. That's the way we do it, don't worry about it.
Omega got to work making dinner inside the tunnel, doing his best to settle into the oppressive atmosphere around him. After finishing his meal, he sat quietly, absorbing the total silence of the abandoned space. But as the hours crept by, something about the tunnel's energy began to shift. The darkness, the solitude, and the sheer emptiness of the structure made everything feel increasingly heavy. Later, he snacked and spent some time with Max. Despite growing discomfort, at around 2 a.m., Omega pushed forward, deciding to investigate the upper sections of the tunnel and see what lay deeper inside.
Stay with us. I have a backup camera if I really need to take more shots of this tunnel, but hopefully this one will last. Man, look at this, Man alive. There's another manhole there, see? I'm staying in one of these manholes, as you know. Yes, alright, Max. I mean, I don't know what else to show you guys. I don't know if anything's gonna happen. I don't know if there's been any workers that have actually died in this tunnel or anything like that, so don't count on anything. I mean, it's literally 2 in the morning, so this is like the time that something's gonna happen. If something's gonna happen, I'll turn my light off. Like right here, I'll turn my light off. You ready? 3, 2, 1. I literally got the light on the camera, that's it. Oh man, this is pretty creepy actually. There's like nothing. It's like dead.
Venturing further in, Omega found nothing obviously out of place, no strange objects, no unusual discoveries, nothing that clearly explained why this location had such an unsettling reputation. He eventually made his way back to where he planned to sleep and began winding down, convinced the night's exploration had reached its end. Max was close by, and things seemed to finally be settling. Then, at roughly 4 a.m., with the tunnel swallowed in total darkness and silence, everything changed. Without warning, an unfamiliar sound broke through the stillness, echoing from somewhere within the abandoned passage.
Oh my gosh, damn, trouble. I hear some sort of tune out. Max, come here. Come here. No. Oh, shit. Oh. Max. Who's that? Who's that, Max? What the actual? Can you guys hear that? Max, where is it? I don't know if you guys can hear this on the camera, but there's something. What is that? What the? Hello? What is that? Max, what is that?
The noise reverberated through the tunnel in a way that was impossible to ignore. Omega struggled to identify it or pinpoint its origin. In that absolute quiet, even the faintest sound carried a weight that made it feel deeply wrong. He moved cautiously toward the source and stumbled upon something he wasn't prepared for. A small toy resting on the ground, actively playing music. It didn't look like something carelessly left behind. Everything about it suggested it had been placed there deliberately and switched on by someone. In the middle of an abandoned tunnel, deep in the early hours of the morning, it was profoundly out of place. Omega's unease grew as he tried to make sense of how the toy had been activated. But before he could arrive at any conclusion, something far more frightening unfolded.
Hello? Is there somebody here? That's just creepy as... What the hell? Is anyone here? What is that? Oh! Max! Hurry up! Max! Max! Okay, I need to be a bit more logical about this. Before I go into ghosts and ghouls, we need to remember Spooner's tunnel is open to easy public access. Whoever this was either not too keen on being spotted, or scarily waiting to pounce me. Something I don't quite understand is Max never barked to warn me like he usually would. I'm not the one that's too into ghosts and whatnot, but I do find this very strange. Also, what was that toy playing the happy birthday tune? Was this a stupid prank that person was playing to try and scare me away from the tunnel? Or was he trying to lure me in? My biggest question is,
Omega made it out of the tunnel without physical harm, but he emerged with far more questions than he'd gone in with. The chain of events that night, a toy spontaneously playing music, a disembodied voice drifting through the dark, and then a motionless figure suddenly visible in the blackness, added up to something that was genuinely hard to rationalize. When Omega swung his flashlight toward the sound, a man was standing there in the tunnel, staring back at him. But what made it truly disturbing wasn't simply that someone else was there. It was that this person had somehow been present without triggering any awareness from Omega at all. He had arrived at the tunnel well ahead of time and spent hours moving through it. He had covered different sections, and he had Max with him the entire time, a dog capable of detecting things humans miss. Yet there had been zero indication of another soul nearby. No footsteps, no sounds, no trace of a second presence. The most baffling question was how this man had been moving through the tunnel in complete darkness. A structure this long and this derelict would be nearly impossible to navigate without some kind of light source. The theory that he arrived late didn't hold up either. Anyone entering through the main entrance would have had to pass directly by where Omega had been lying down, which would have been impossible to miss. Entry from the far end was equally implausible. The tunnel stretched far too long for any person to traverse its pitch-black interior without illumination. And then there was the man's appearance, which only deepened the dread. He looked pale and strange, frozen in place with a hollow, unreadable expression. When Omega's light found him, there was no startled reaction, no embarrassment, no acknowledgement. just a blank, unblinking stare returned in silence. A typical person, even someone sheltering in an abandoned space, would instinctively say something or at least show some reaction to being discovered. This man offered nothing. Not a word, not a gesture, only that eerie stillness as though he had been waiting and watching all along. The only sound that had preceded the encounter was that strange, sourceless voice just before Omega aimed his light. That detail gave rise to a chilling possibility that the toy had been switched on intentionally, used as bait to draw Omega toward a specific spot. If true, the implications were deeply sinister. Someone had been lurking in the dark, engineering the moment, biding their time. No person with innocent intentions orchestrates something like that in the depths of an abandoned tunnel. Yet even that explanation, as disturbing as it is, may not be the most alarming one. The alternative, that what Omega encountered wasn't a person at all, is harder to dismiss than it should be. The precise timing of the toy activating, the unexplained voice, and the sudden materialization of a pale, silent figure in a location where no one should have been able to move undetected has led many to wonder whether something beyond the ordinary was at play. If the figure wasn't human, then Omega may have come face to face with something that had no business being in that tunnel to begin with. If it was a real person, why was he concealed in total darkness with no light and no intention to communicate? And if it wasn't, then what exactly was standing there staring back at him? Had the encounter escalated? Had the figure stayed hidden long enough for Omega to drift off to sleep? The outcome could have been catastrophic. Whatever it was that Omega came face to face with that night resisted any clean explanation. Whether it was rooted in this world or somewhere else entirely, it was a harrowing moment, and the truth of what was waiting in that tunnel may never fully come to light. In May 2022, Alex and Emma were barely 5 minutes away from their Airbnb when smoke started pouring up from the floor of their brand new camper van. What had begun as a simple errand run was about to become the most harrowing 60 seconds either of them had ever experienced.
What have we got in there?
Battery in there.
A passerby rushed in, armed with a fire extinguisher, and threw everything he had at the blaze. But the fire proved too overwhelming for one person to battle alone, and he was ultimately forced to fall back.
Oh my god.
What do we do?
Oh my god. Oh my god. What do we do? What do we do?
I don't know.
Should we run down that way? Oh my god.
I think we're going to climb over here.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh god. I don't know what's in this building, so I just
Okay.
want to go.
Run.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Well, that's an old truck.
Oh my god. Are we safe here?
When it was all over, virtually nothing was left of the van, except for the front license plate, which came through completely intact, while the rear plate had been reduced to nothing. The couple stood there in stunned disbelief, struggling to make sense of what they'd just witnessed. Alex found himself spiraling through a flood of worst-case scenarios in his mind. And yet, beneath all that shock, there was an enormous wave of relief. Neither of them had been hurt, and by some stroke of luck, there hadn't been a single valuable item inside the van at the time. Still, losing the vintage vehicle cut deep for both of them. They had dreamed of taking it on the ultimate cross-country adventure across the states, but more than anything else, they couldn't shake the thought of just how differently things could have gone. They're back there. How did they manage to track us down? I got a cliff shot right there. You can see the glitter. Yeah, I've got them crystal clear, dude. They're screaming. I can see it through the scope. Oh man, I do not like this. Oh dude, there are so many of them I can't even get a count, I swear. That's like an actual gathering in the woods, bro. Just come out of there. Or should we head up that way? Let's move. Hurry. Do that for me. Let's get out of here. I'll catch it on camera, so it'll be super dramatic. Where are you? All right, let's go. I swear there were like 20 people, bro. Most of them weren't carrying candles, but like, I don't know, I have no clue what this is. That has to be 100%. I think it's about 4 minutes from now. We're going to run straight down the hill. We'll hit the street. Okay. All right. Look, the houses are going to start right here. Go. Okay, it has to be a cold call, I swear. Novice Wild Camper, a growing YouTube channel dedicated to wilderness camping across the UK, has been posting a string of videos that have genuinely rattled its audience. In the opening episode, the camper strings up a hammock deep inside a secluded, eerily quiet forest. Once night closes in, the peaceful mood deteriorates fast into something far more unsettling. The silence of the trees is shattered by bizarre, inexplicable noises reverberating from every direction.
I don't like it here.
Visibly on edge, the camper tries to track down the source of the noises, but comes up empty-handed.
It's full of creatures and animals running around, and twigs on the floor, so you hear everything snapping and cracking and breaking. There's a huge amount of noises around here. I've picked a chestnut tree wood, so there are chestnuts crashing around constantly. Sounds like Bigfoot.
As the hours crawl by, things escalate sharply. Without any warning, a rock thuds down right beside the hammock.
A massive, massive thud hits the ground and bounces. And I jumped up, unzipped it, put my torch on, and there's a rock on the floor that wasn't.
Shortly after that, a massive branch crashes violently to the ground, just a few feet away.
It doesn't land coming down, it bounces towards me. It hit the floor and was still rolling towards me.
Completely rattled by the experience, the camper hastily throws his kit together and bolts from the scene, vowing he'll never set foot there again. After riding out the remainder of the night in his car, he recounts a deeply strange encounter with a man he noticed standing along the roadside, walking through the unsettling exchange they shared. Yet despite his promise to himself, the story wasn't finished.
Right by me, and he saw me and he went, "All right." And I was like, "All right." He went, "You been camping in the woods?" I said, "Yeah, just a little hammock camp." And he says, he went, "You're brave." I said, "Why is that?" And he went, "People have done it before, no one's lasted." I said, "What do you mean?" And he just laughed and he went, "You know what I mean." I walked off.
Several months on, following persistent pressure from his fan base, the YouTuber hesitantly made his way back to that very location, this time armed with upgraded equipment including infrared cameras and motion sensors. In the long-anticipated second installment, he once again spent a night among those trees. As darkness settled in, the same eerie sounds began creeping back just like before. Determined to get to the bottom of it, he deployed his new infrared setup, and what it recorded next will make your skin crawl.
I might switch off for a second. It could just be someone walking a dog or something.
It's been labeled one of the most haunted places in the entire country. 250,000 square feet, 94 years of bloodshed, self-destruction, and misery. And on this particular night, something lurking inside Mansfield Reformatory had its eyes on him. Before the overnight team had even stepped through the door, the guard pulled them aside with a warning. The activity had actually spiked. Something had shifted over the past few weeks. He wouldn't give them the details, he wanted them to discover it on their own. Do you live here by yourself?
Yes. Okay. I think you guys are in for a treat tonight. Yeah. Activity has kind of like amped up.
Really?
Oh yeah.
So as we get to those areas, can you tell us what's been happening?
Oh yeah.
That way we don't be too close to the front door. Right? You know what I mean?
And some of the activity is so current that it happened last night.
What? Was there an investigation here last night? Well, I like that smile.
Once, deep in the dead of night, lights completely off and cameras capturing everything. Corey and Aaron watch a figure moving in their direction. They're holding the flashlight as it draws closer, beam pointed straight at it. Then it retreats back into the dark. It returned and returned again. 10 full minutes of this.
Here comes the light again. Hello? What is that light?
I swear to God.
Wait, is that it again?
There again.
Please tell me you see that.
Yeah.
Evan, you see that?
Yeah.
What? Is that on camera?
I mean, I'm zoomed in all the way. Oh, yep. It's picking up something.
Hello?
Someone down there with a flashlight?
Dude, the door is fully lit up. Bro, what? Have you ever seen this?
I see something on the camera.
Dude, that's the craziest shit I've ever seen.
I've never seen this. Should we walk down there?
Nah, I'm not. I'm scared.
They called out again and again. Not a single response. Then they both heard exactly what they'd witnessed. He went silent, and I deliberately said nothing. Because this matched precisely what witnesses had been describing for months.
What goes on up in the attic?
Yeah.
People see what looks like people coming in with flashlights.
Dude, are you being serious?
No way. Very serious.
Got it on video.
That's what people say they see. It looks like somebody's coming in with a flashlight and it's bouncing around. You'll call down there, there'll be no answer, and then it gets closer, you turn your lights on, but there's nothing there.
Bro.
That's literally what it was.
No, it started happening probably 20 seconds after Matt left.
Okay. Oh, 20 seconds after Matt left?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's why we're like, it's Matt fucking with us. Sorry, God. Messing with us.
Dude, that's the craziest thing. Literally.
See, I never told you guys that because I wanted to see if you guys experience what other people experience.
That's crazy. No.
Down in solitary, Allison encountered the same thing Morgan had. A light bleeding through the doorway, appearing, disappearing, 3 times, before he gave up pretending it was someone on the team.
And I came back again. I said, okay, this has to be somebody. Who is this? Who's there? Nothing.
It's so cold. I literally turn around and go, no, I can't do it.
Then a white haze drifted right between Corey and the camera. No cold air, no breath, nothing about it felt explainable. The moment it passed, he was hit with a wave of nausea.
Cough again. Do that again. What the did I just see?
What?
What did you see? Huge, just white mist. It's like, I thought it was just you coughing out in the air.
Yeah, I got this really weird feeling in my throat.
Do you want to get out?
No, I'm okay. What did you see?
What was that? Just this huge like white mist, just like right in between me and the camera. I literally thought you coughed or your breath or something, but it was.
It was like a vape cloud. Straight up, it looked exactly like a vape. One final moment to shake every last shred of doubt. 3 knocks rang out for everyone to hear. Nobody moved. Full credit to this dude's steady hands, because most people would have dropped the camera and bolted the second they saw something like this. He was out on a camping trip with friends, deep in a dense forest, couldn't get any sleep, so he decided to take a short stroll. That's when the unsettling noises started. Naturally, he went toward them instead of away, and just like that, there it was. Some kind of bizarre creature, weirdly shaped, jerky in its movements, and clearly not anything human. The thing began moving in his direction, and yet, rather than taking off, this guy just kept the camera rolling like it was nothing. Eventually, the creature drifted back into the darkness of the trees. You know that whole idea of the cameraman never flinching? This dude made it his entire personality. Hannah Moody was a 31-year-old content creator, trail enthusiast, and self-described free spirit who had cultivated a devoted following on TikTok and Instagram under the name Hannah Rose. A Northern California native, Hannah had spent years living nomadically, drifting from one city to the next in search of somewhere that truly felt like it belonged to her. Around 8 months before her death, she found herself back in Scottsdale, Arizona, pulled toward a state she had once called home and genuinely longed for. What drew her back most were the mountain ranges, the winding trails, and those desert sunsets she always said no other place on earth could replicate. Hannah's content wasn't built around shock value or trending challenges. It was rooted in something deeper. She spoke candidly about navigating life's harder moments, changing careers, and training yourself to find the silver lining buried inside every setback. In one of her most beloved clips, she opened up about how accepting a pay cut to move to a daytime work schedule had actually turned out to be a gift, because it freed her up to catch the sunset and head out on evening hikes.
God is literally blessing me with the day shift because he knows how much I freaking love the sunset and I love being able to go for sunset hikes. And
Evening hikes, she looked straight into the lens and told her followers that whatever they were struggling with, there was probably something worth being grateful for tucked inside it. They just couldn't see it yet because their attention was locked on everything falling apart.
situation in such a different way, such a different light. So let this be a reminder that whatever challenge you're going through, there's probably something good about it. You just don't want to admit it because you're too focused on what's not going right or what you don't like about it. Look at something that maybe you are able to do that you wouldn't.
Those words carry a completely different weight now. By May 2025, Hannah had just kicked off a brand new hiking series called Hikes with Han. The debut episode dropped on May 19th, and the reaction was instant. But only 2 days later, on May 21st, she headed out alone to Tom's Thumb, a popular trail within the McDowell Sonoran Preserve. She posted to Instagram saying she wanted to get one final hike in before Arizona's punishing summer heat took over, and mentioned she was bringing around 5 gallons of water. She was seasoned. She knew these trails intimately. Hannah departed sometime around late morning, and the last confirmed sighting of her was at approximately 11:30 a.m. What may have caught her off guard was just how ferocious the conditions had become that day. Temperatures reached 102 degrees Fahrenheit, and out on open desert terrain with zero shade, the felt temperature would have been considerably worse. By evening, the people closest to her were alarmed. No calls, no texts, no activity online. At 7:50 p.m., they filed a missing persons report. Responding officers discovered her car sitting untouched in the trailhead parking lot. Her phone rang out with no answer. A search operation launched right away, deploying officers, drones, and a helicopter. But darkness forced them to stand down for the night. The following morning, the effort resumed with more than 20 officers, dedicated search and rescue teams, and community volunteers. At roughly 12:05 p.m., the sheriff's aerial unit located her approximately 600 yards from the marked trail. She had passed away. There were no indications of trauma or any suspicious circumstances. Environmental heat exposure was determined to be the cause. Accidental, the news devastated everyone who knew her. Her brother Joel described Hannah as a fierce and relentless competitor, a wanderer who chased every single goal she set for herself with everything she had. Her mother, Terry, who had hiked alongside Hannah in Sedona just 1 week prior, said the grief left her completely numb. Her friend Megan remembered her as the kind of person who would give a complete stranger the clothes off her own back. A tribute movement emerged under the hashtag #HikeForHannah, calling on people to get out for a sunrise or sunset hike in her memory. Her family shared a post on her Instagram account saying Hannah had gone to be with the one she loved most in heaven, doing exactly what she was passionate about. And perhaps that's the part that lingers longest. She wasn't careless, she didn't cut corners, she brought water, she knew the route, she had the background and the experience to back it up. But the desert operates on its own terms. On the wrong day, at the wrong temperature, even the most capable and well-prepared hiker can be overcome. Hannah's final video, the one where she urged her followers to search for the good hiding inside every difficulty, now carries a gravity that nobody could have anticipated. She smiled at the camera, said peace and love, then turned to show off the view, calling it so pretty as the sun slipped behind the mountains.
You are able to do that you wouldn't be able to do if things weren't the way they are. You know what I mean? But peace and love. Mwah. Look at this view.
Those were among the last words Hannah Moody ever shared with the world. And for everyone who has since watched them, they will never sound the same again. Sophie is a solo camper from Denmark who documents her outdoor adventures across Scandinavia. Her channel revolves around getting out into the wild, whether that's a quiet night among the trees, extended backcountry trips, or simply testing her own nerve by sleeping alone in the forest. And that last one is exactly what brings us here today. For this outing, she chose to spend the night by herself in an open-sided wood shelter deep in the forest, a type of camp she had never attempted before.
Today my plan is to stay here in this wood shelter. We have quite a lot of these permanent wood shelters all around Denmark, and they have become very popular to camp in because you don't need to bring a tent, you just need to bring a sleeping pad and a sleeping bag, and then you have this lovely...
The particular shelter she picked sits just beside Copenhagen's International Airport, meaning a commercial jet roars overhead roughly every 5 minutes throughout the entire experience. Not quite the remote wilderness atmosphere most people imagine, but she's outside in nature, and for Sophie, that's what counts. Once she's set up and has collected her firewood, she settles into her evening routine. She gets a campfire going and prepares a classic Danish camping dish: sausages cooked over the flames with homemade dough wrapped around a stick. But as the hot dogs sizzle above the fire, the sun slips below the horizon, the air turns cold, the trees fade into shadow, and the whole mood begins to shift.
Number 2. This ended up being quite a late dinner, but it was very good. 2 hot dogs. Now I'm full. Oh, I actually could have eaten one more. But
The video never offers any explanation for what these lights are. They show up once while she's mid-meal, and then a second time shortly afterward. 2 distinct appearances, no mention of them in her narration, yet there they are, silently recorded by the camera.
now the forest is starting to make a lot of sounds. I don't know what it is. As soon as it gets dark, all sounds just becomes a little bit scary. I have no idea if you can hear this on the camera, but there are these branches snapping or breaking in that direction. But I get a tiny bit scared whenever I hear that sound. But it's probably just a deer or something. I actually did see a deer on my way here when I was biking. Now I can hear some people talking in that direction. But I mean, we are very close to the city, and a lot of people are using this forest area. And now my flashlight is flickering.
In spite of everything, the strange lights, the unsettling sounds, the distant voices, the flashlight giving out, Sophie pushes through with her plan. She positions her sleeping bag with the open end facing outward so she can keep an eye on her surroundings. Come morning, she's still there. She proved to herself that a solo weeknight camp in an open shelter was completely within her reach, and she still made it to work on time, regardless of whatever was lurking out there in the dark. So what's your take on those mysterious lights? Have you ever run into anything unexplained while out camping? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Jason is a content creator whose YouTube channel is filled with everyday moments, errands, family time, and casual days out with her daughter. And when this particular vlog began, it looked like more of the same. The day had already gotten off to a frustrating start. She had brought her daughter along to a nail appointment, only to walk out annoyed because her nails had smudged before they even had a chance to set. With a few more things still on her to-do list and a work orientation scheduled later that afternoon, she decided to treat her daughter to some fun at a play area inside the mall. It seemed like an easy, low-stakes stop. Her daughter would burn off some energy, Jason could browse a couple of stores, and they would both pass the time before heading back home for lunch. Though while her daughter was running around, Jason found herself fixating on a man standing nearby. She did not jump to conclusions right away. The play area sat in the center of a food court, ringed by seating where parents typically keep an eye on their kids. It was not unusual for one parent to be inside while another waited just outside. So when she first spotted the man hovering close to the entrance, her initial thought was that he probably belonged to one of the other children. But then she picked up on a pattern. Every single time she glanced over at him, he turned away.
Oh, baby. Go ahead, honey. This guy is being very... This guy is creeping. It's very weird. Watch. Honey, we're gonna go bye-bye if you're ready. Ready? Oh my god, every time I make eye contact with him, he looks away. It's like the guy with the white hat. Hang on.
She tried to brush it off at first. Nothing had actually taken place, and she did not want to blow things out of proportion. But the more time passed, the more difficult he was to ignore. He did not appear to be keeping tabs on any particular child. He was not seated with anyone. He just kept lingering close by, drifting behind her, and snapping his gaze away the instant she looked in his direction. That alone would have made most people uneasy. But for Jason, being there with her young daughter made the feeling almost impossible to push aside. She later described how whenever she is out with her child in a public setting, she stays sharply aware of anyone who seems to be paying too much attention. And this man was giving her plenty of reasons to keep her eyes on him. Eventually, her daughter mentioned she was hungry, which handed Jason the opening she needed to get out of there. But the moment she told her daughter it was time to go, the man abruptly walked off. For a second, she wondered if he had overheard her and was simply moving on. But when she and her daughter stepped out of the food court, there he was again, parked on a bench just outside. That was the moment the whole thing shifted into something far more alarming.
Excuse us. Thank you. Oh my god. He's outside. Straight up, he's outside right now. Oh my god. He freaking saw us packing up. Guys, he's like sitting over there on the bench. Honey, we're gonna go eat at home, okay? But I actually have juice for you in the car. Oh my God. I'm like practically running. Oh my God. Oh my God. So unbelievably creepy. Oh my God. I am so unbelievably skeeved out at the moment. I want to get out of here as fast.
From Jason's point of view, it looked like he had stepped away from the play area only to station himself somewhere he could still keep watch. She said she started recording not to add tension to the vlog, but because if he trailed them, approached them, or made any kind of move, she wanted his face documented on camera. Fortunately, she spotted a sheriff in the area as they were leaving, which gave her some small measure of relief. The man did not pursue them, and they managed to get away without any kind of confrontation, but the whole experience left her rattled. Once they were back in the car, Jason made it clear that it was never about the man's appearance. It was entirely about his behavior, the way he kept gravitating toward them, the way his eyes darted away each time she caught him looking, and the deep, persistent gut feeling she simply could not talk herself out of. What makes this so unsettling is the setting. This was not a deserted alley or an isolated parking garage. It was a busy mall play area in the middle of the afternoon, where a mother was doing nothing more than giving her daughter somewhere to have fun. And yet within minutes, that unremarkable outing became a situation where she felt compelled to keep her camera rolling, stay alert, and get out as fast as she could. Nothing escalated, and maybe the man had no harmful intentions whatsoever. But sometimes the encounters that never fully resolve themselves are the ones that stay with you the longest. All you are left with is the instinct that something felt deeply off, and the choice to act on that instinct rather than wait around to find out if you were right. Brody is an outdoor content creator, widely recognized for his laid-back cinematic style. Videos centered around van life, open roads, off-grid living, and the raw simplicity of calling your truck home. His channel typically radiates a sense of quiet freedom, but one particular video he uploaded in December 2017 broke that pattern entirely. Not because of the landscape, but because of what happened when that familiar solitude was suddenly interrupted. That night, Rody had pulled into a parking lot somewhere on the fringes of town to get some rest. Nothing dramatic about the location, no remote wilderness, no hidden back roads, just one of those unremarkable in-between spots that road dwellers tend to use when they need to stop and sleep. The ambient glow of distant streetlights, the faint drone of faraway traffic, everything about the setting felt routine, harmless even. But that calm had an expiration date. Around 1:30 in the morning, a figure wearing a hood materialized from the shadows. At first it was barely anything, just movement at the edge of the frame, a shape drifting behind the vehicle. Then it got closer. The man began photographing a license plate, his hood lit up in sharp relief by the headlights. Rody hadn't moved. He was tucked away inside the truck the entire time, concealed in the darkness of the rear compartment, tracking every step through his camera.
1:30 in the morning when I heard someone walking around my truck, and whenever you're sleeping, somewhere public and you hear somebody walking around outside your truck, it's always a little bit alarming. So what you'll see here in a second, he pulls out his phone and starts taking pictures. It looks like of my license plate or something like that. I'm not sure why he was doing this. So I thought maybe, I wasn't allowed to park there and he was taking pictures of my license plate, but it's kind of odd to be doing that at 1:30 in the morning. And he didn't look like a security guard or anything like that. Also, some of you may be wondering why he's not able to see me in the back. And where I was parked, the street light shined into the cab, but the camper shell has really tinted windows, so it was pitch black in the back where I was. So after he'd done a few laps around my truck, and I could tell it looks like he's up to no good, he comes back around and tries to shine his flashlight into the back of my camper shell. You'll see here in a second. And I just bang on the window, and he takes off running. So he probably wasn't expecting that. But yeah, that was basically it. He took off and I hopped out of my truck, got in the driver's.
After several minutes, the figure edged around toward the side of the truck, and something about his behavior shifted. He lifted a flashlight and directed the beam toward the window, trying to see inside. That's when Rody understood this wasn't random curiosity. He was being evaluated. So he made a decision. He drove his fist hard into the interior wall of the truck, sending a sudden, jarring bang cracking through the silence of the night. The reaction was immediate. The hooded man lurched backward in sheer alarm, then disappeared into the dark without uttering a single word. When Rody eventually stepped outside, heart still hammering, he noticed something that made his stomach drop. The driver's side door hadn't been fully latched. Just a small gap, easy to miss, but wide enough for someone to ease it open without making a sound. That detail reframed everything. Maybe the photographs were never the point. Maybe he had been checking for exactly that kind of entry.
Why I never really liked to sleep in like parking lots and stuff like that. During the summers, I live out of my truck a lot, but it's always at either work or campsite. Okay, guys, real quick, look at my door right here, and you'll notice it's a little bit cracked open. And so I think what happened is I forgot to, I didn't forget, but I just didn't close it all the way when I went to bed. And so it was locked, but it was still not totally closed all the way. So this is kind of how my door was. You can see it's closed. There's a little gap. I mean, it's locked. You're not going to get in there. But it's definitely noticeable from the side and everything. So a few takeaways I've got from this video. First things, I do have a curtain that covers from the cab to the back where I am, but for some reason it fell off during the night. On that night, I think the Velcro was wearing out or something. But it just adds a little bit of privacy. So another really nice thing to have if you are going to...
Rhodey relocated to somewhere far less exposed before the night was over, away from empty lots and whoever might be lurking in them. In the video, his delivery stays measured and composed, but underneath it there's that unmistakable undercurrent, the quiet unease of someone who came close to something dangerous without ever fully seeing what it was. He never identified the man, never learned what his intentions were. But those few minutes of footage, the stillness, the sweeping flashlight beam, the unblinking camera, captured something that goes well beyond a possible break-in attempt. It speaks to what true solitude actually feels like in the middle of the night, how razor-thin the margin is between feeling invisible and realizing you've been spotted. So what would you have done in that situation? Stayed quiet and watched, or let your presence be known? Drop your thoughts on this one below. James West uploaded this clip to his YouTube channel back in 2022. In just 34 seconds, it managed to pull in thousands of views and spark a serious back and forth in the comment section. In the video, James describes how he was deep in the woods on the trail of a massive 10-point buck when things took an unexpected turn. The deer, which had been moving along without a care, suddenly took off, spooked by something James couldn't see. Then he started picking up on it too. Heavy movement coming from uphill, rocks being displaced, and something enormous tearing through the trees in the direction of his woodshed. That's the moment he caught a glimpse of it. A huge, dark figure, barely distinguishable through the tree line, moving with a size and force that was impossible to ignore. He grabbed his phone and hit record, managing to capture just enough to leave anyone watching with their skin crawling.
I've been walking in the woods. I'm hearing really loud and weird noises. I feel like it could be Bigfoot. I am on the Appalachian Trail right now. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to get evidence of this. I'm gonna ease into that barn house up there. I was hearing the noises up there. I feel like
James describes it as one of the most terrifying experiences of his life, though also one of the most thrilling. Ever since that day, he's been heading back out into those woods every single morning, holding out hope for another encounter with what he's convinced was a Bigfoot. So far, no luck, but footage like this has a way of drawing more than one pair of eyes to the tree line. Drop your thoughts on what you just saw in the comments below. Katie Roams is a UK-based channel where a woman named Katie documents solo wild camping and hiking trips through striking natural landscapes. It's unfiltered, it's real, and it captures the genuine mental weight of being alone in the wilderness without any over-the-top jump scare edits. The date is June 17th, 2026, Cathedral Quarry, Lake District, England. There's a house in there.
I think this is going to be home, you know. It seems like people have been here before. Yeah, there's a game of noughts and crosses. Is that a little sofa set up? Wait, that's a fire pit. A sofa? Another sofa? Someone's made a whole house here. This is so cool.
Then come the spiders. 2 enormous cave spiders nesting right next to the spot she'd chosen to sleep. Her anxiety climbs, her gear gets relocated to another section of the cave, and what felt like shelter slowly starts to feel like something that opens its doors and simply waits. She tries to calm herself by studying the markings scratched into the walls by previous visitors. It doesn't help.
With my nerves right now, I don't know, there's something weird about this cave. It doesn't feel right. It's so eerie. This is the problem, is when you're alone, there's no one to like, I don't know. Well, there's no one for anything, to be honest. I've got absolutely no signal, and I don't think that's helping either. I have got my SOS device.
The drawings unsettle her, strange sketches that have no business being anywhere near a comfortable night's sleep. Her instincts are fully switched on now, drowning out every rational argument she's running through her own head about why she should stay. Then the equipment starts failing. A fully charged headlamp goes completely dead. A gas stove with fuel clearly running through it refuses to catch a flame. 2 consecutive failures with no logical reason behind either.
I feel kind of sicky, but not sick. And then there's writing on the wall that literally says turn back. The whole thing's just giving me the heebie-jeebies. The heebie-jeebies. The rain's actually getting heavier. Adventure time with Katie. We're on tomato and mascarpone pasta in a cave in very, very heavy rain. I think it's got some atmosphere about it. Creepy atmosphere.
1. She doesn't stick around for a third. She leaves behind everything non-essential, exits the cave, and steps back out into the rain. The forest offers no relief, a wet lighter, a cold dinner, midges swarming all around her in the darkness, but that feeling refuses to lift. At 9 p.m., she decides to pull out entirely, hiking all the way back to her car, rather than grinding through a night that every fiber of her being is screaming at her to abandon. Sometimes the most valuable thing you've got in your pack is the instinct that knows when to quit. But honestly, that whole thing was absolutely terrifying. He's already midway up the mountain when the trail vanishes beneath fresh logging damage. Mud pulling at his boots, deep trenches cut across the ground everywhere, and daylight fading faster than he'd counted on. Then he spots it, a stag the size of a horse, standing motionless at the edge of the tree line, and that's before the gunshots ring out. In October 2022, Jacob Swear and his crew made a 7-hour drive out to North Dakota. They had secured permission to hunt a bean field where they'd set up an arrangement of duck and goose decoys.
Out into the field, we're gonna get everything unloaded. We got a whole bunch of duck full bodies, some goose full bodies. We got Steve. How we doing?
We're doing good. Is that Jacob?
That is.
Hiding behind that light. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. Ready to shoot some birds this morning?
Amen.
I know Tom's ready.
You got it.
All right, well, it is now shooting time.
Now shoot him.
Shoot up. There's Cotty. Oh. Well, that was a nice top, it looked like. And got our nice little spread.
All right, let me shoot him, I guess.
Dustin's gonna show us how it's done here.
Go ahead, Graham.
Nice, guys.
All right.
All right, well, shooting's off to a good start here. I might have to pick up my gun and do a little game hogging.
That's when a truck came barreling in. A landowner from the neighboring property showed up, immediately looking for a fight.
We're close to the line, boys.
Howdy.
We're close to the line, aren't we?
We're on the bean field.
Huh?
We're in the beans.
Are ya?
Yeah.
Do you know where the section line is?
I think we're in the crop
put over here because you got a stage put off. Oh, this is cute. I was gonna hunt you this morning, but I heard you guys were coming. I own the fucking land. I'm gonna sit here and you're gonna shoot the fucking goose.
We talked to Matt.
Good for you. I was gonna hunt here this morning, not there. So you're here, I can't hunt here. So you know what? Fuck you.
Well, what about those guys?
Me and that guy were gonna hunt right here this morning. He's got 2 kids with him, and I was taking kids hunting.
I talked to him already.
Good for you. You didn't talk to me, did you?
Not on your land.
No, you're not. So I'll just sit here and talk. Where are you from?
Fargo.
Why don't you hunt around Fargo?
Good.
Why don't you ask the landowner who you're hunting next to? Sneak in on the other side. Fuck you, the birds were here 2 days ago. They went over here last night. I was gonna hunt this today. If I didn't have my grandson here today, I'd run your fucking asses right out of here. Yeah.
He said we could hunt here. I don't...
Good, you go right ahead, hunt. Yeah, hunt. Want to sneak in on a fucking guy, hunt.
Things got ugly fast. Profanity flew, there were accusations about crossing property lines, and threats to bring in the game warden.
Talk to me, we'd all set up here. But no, you want to come in on this side when this is exactly where I was sitting on that hill watching the ducks and geese land last night. They were here, and they were here, weren't they? You were sitting over there in a pickup, weren't you?
I watched them from the far side, yeah.
Yes, you did. You didn't come and fucking talk to me and say, are you guys gonna hunt tomorrow? I called him last night and I said I got the perfect spot 3/4 of the way down the field, 150 yards from the end. That's where we're going. He said, no, there's nobody guys gonna be there. What? I said they can't hide in the fucking corn in the stubble field. They're gonna be right in the corn, right next to it.
Well, I apologize. I didn't know you guys were trying to hunt the corn here.
If you talk to some fucking farmers and ranchers around here, you'd probably know what's going on.
I've talked to everyone around here except
You didn't talk to me! I was sitting on the fucking hill!
I've tried to talk to you 5 times.
Taxes on this, I'll let you hunt today. Give me a couple $100, $300 and I'll let you fucking hunt today. I'll fucking drive off. You wanna be that way? I pay fucking $10,000, $12,000 in taxes and I come to hunt my land. Some guy from fucking Fargo, set up right on the line. I'm on the line, you're touching my cut. Okay, I'll take a picture and I'll send it to my buddy the game. I was gonna wait to give you the chance to leave and not shoot a duck. But now that you shot one, I am calling the game warden because you were touching it and I called him and asked him. So now we can all get a ticket. If you wouldn't have shot, you wouldn't have got one.
We're not on the line though.
You are touching my fucking corn! Do I have to take another picture for him? He said, get a picture or two. Thank you for reminding me, asshole. Yeah, I really like that when you come up with better ideas. There's the corn. There's your blind. Oh boy, are you the smart one for bringing it up. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. I went over and talked to them and
did you now? Do they own the land or were they gonna hunt with me?
No, they were the ones
Answer
that...
the question.
Hey,
I'm not a fucking Democrat, you dumb fucker.
Neither am I. Can I please talk?
Yeah, go ahead.
I went over there and I talked to them. I asked them where they would like me to park the truck.
Yeah,
so
but
I'm
you
not
know why he
screwing
said
with
that?
them.
Because he talked to you last night or he talked to Matt and then Matt said, they're gonna hunt down on that end. And I said, oh, they'll be out in the bean field. They'll fuck us all up because they're gonna pass shoot the ones coming to my cornfield, aren't they? Yeah. So I said, put on the other end. Maybe you'll get some down there. He's got 2 kids with him.
I know, I talked to him. Matt said that they were
Matt said, is this fucking Matt's land?
No, am I?
No, it's not, and you're on it.
I'm not on it.
Well, then go out there in the middle if you're not on his fucking land.
We have an apron.
This is not a section line. What do you know about this farming shit?
A decent amount.
Do you?
Yeah.
Then what do you know about being on people's lands that's posted?
You don't go on it without asking them.
Why didn't you come and ask? We'd have been friends. We'd all hunted together if you'd have come and talked to me. We'd have all been spread out here with decoys from there to there. If you'd have just come up and talked to me. We'd all said, fucking A, twice as many decoys. They'd have been in here.
Sir,
we'd have been friends.
I don't mean...
But now we're not because you're fucking know-it-all. I'm not on your land. You are touching my fucking land, ass.
Do you want me to move it out 2 feet?
You want me to fucking not call a game warden? You shouldn't have shot the ducks. Now we got proof that you're hunting.
I have my grandpa here. I'm trying to shoot ducks. What's the point of being out
Really?
here?
You should have brought grandpa up and talked to me then, shouldn't you?
Well, I wasn't
That's
planning...
what I would have done.
I wasn't planning
I've hunted my whole fucking life.
I wasn't planning on hunting your land.
Motherfuckers. I wouldn't make sure I asked permission.
So did I.
Take their kids with if I have to. I'm a hunter, not a fucking dickhead.
That's debatable.
Shake your head. You're the fucking guy that doesn't pay the fucking taxes out here, don't know what's going on.
I'm not on your fucking land.
Keep saying it. Fucking A. Here, tell the fucking game warden. You tell the game warden you're not on my land, and I'll send him the picture. You want to talk to him? Tell him your problem?
Yeah, who are you calling, Matt?
Myrie.
Myrie?
The game warden.
Yeah.
You know him?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk to him.
You know this is hunter harassment, right?
What?
You know this is hunter harassment?
This is hunter harassment?
Yeah.
Good for you! Bring it to court, motherfucker! They'll take everything you got, asshole! Oh boy, now we're on the fucking board.
I'm not trying to start anything. Do you want me to move out there?
An ugly bug around. So I get the picture of the mouth in the bug.
So who should we call? John, James, or Mac?
Any and all of above. I would just call him and get it done with, because this is fucked.
You wasn't gonna do it, asshole. You just caused it.
What did I do?
Running it too much.
I'm trying to talk to you and figure this out.
You should have figured it out last night when you were fucking, hey.
I wasn't planning on hunting your land.
What?
I'm not hunting your land.
Oh, but you're on it.
We're not. Your corn's back here. We're on the beans.
Is your shit touching my corn, or did I take the wrong picture?
Do you want me to pick up the grass that's touching your corn? Because our blind
is
isn't.
because you've already done the shit.
You can look in here and see there's no corn in here.
Smart Alex. We're not touching your land. Well, there's a bean field on the south side. My corn is on a line. Well, they're right up next to my corn where I was going to hunt this morning, so I didn't. So I wasn't sure to do that. But they're set up right on the corn. They're touching my fucking corn. And they could have come up and asked me to. So let's write them all up. I'm sick of people. Last year, the same thing. Some guys come put up next to my line because they couldn't set up in a bean field because they couldn't camouflage themselves. They wrecked that hunt. So this is going to keep.
This is cool. This is awesome. I can't wait till the game warden comes out here. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of excited for it. So.
And I'm sick of it.
You want me to talk to him?
What do you want to say? Go ahead. Talk.
Hey, how's it going? So. Yeah. So we're set up in the beans. We got an A-frame, so we just edged up to the edge of the corn.
Tell them how close you are to the corn right now, where we're standing. Are you touching any of your grass touching my corn?
There's grass from the blind that's touching the corn.
That's how close it is, yeah.
But we're in the beans. The blind is in the beans, and we have all our decoys in the beans.
They're using a fine line to still touch the corn.
We talked to Matt and Grant last night, and he said that there was some other guys that were going to be hunting, but I was under the impression they were going on the other side of this mile
that's
section.
That's where we usually go, is where the geese run, right? That's because the geese are down there.
Can I please talk?
Yeah.
So we just set up on the edge here because we got an A-frame. I have my grandpa, so we have to run A-frames. So yeah, I guess he's upset that we're on the edge here. I went over and talked to the other guys.
I was taking a guy and two kids and his wife hunting out here this morning, but these guys were here first. They're more important.
I talked to them other guys when we were pulling the trucks out of the field to go park and made sure that we weren't anywhere cutting them off.
This is where we were going this morning.
Nice wedge. Nice wedge. What do you got, Steve? Some widgeon?
Why didn't you come and talk to me last night?
There we go.
Over here. I saw you down there on the road. Why wouldn't you go and talk to the landowner who you are? Cornfield where the geese were. Why wouldn't you talk to the guy with cornfield where all the geese were?
Because they were all in the bean field?
Did you look at them right at dark? Every one of them was in the cornfield right at dark. Right at sunset.
I have videos of like 5,000 mallards in the bean field right here.
They all ended up in this cornfield right at dark.
Well, I wanted to hunt the beans, so I went and talked to the guy that owned the beans.
Okay, but you're in the corn a little bit here.
Dude, just ask the game warden if he can, like, just...
Well, you should just leave this here, and you should probably come out here and look at this. These guys want to argue all day that they're not touching the field. I'll just take pictures of video of it. Do what you got to do. I'm sick of these guys doing this crap on me.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
You could have come and talked to me. We'd all set up. I'd have been just fine with it. We'd all set up here. There's been 3 different outfits on 200 decoys. We'd all have good shoots. But no, you got to come up on the other side and try and. How do you know? Did you look to see if this is electronically posted? Yeah. It is, isn't it? Yeah. I think you're touching on the posted
side. We're not on your land. We're below the line.
You're below the line. No, this is where I seed my corn, correct?
Right below.
If you want to argue all day long, you can come on out here and give them all a ticket. I'm sick of it. They want to argue about stupid stuff 1 inch when their stuff is touching my corn and they screwed up my hunt. No, just give them a ticket.
They're over there shooting birds right now.
Well, good for them. This is my land and I wanted to hunt it and you're on it. That's pure and simple.
Jacob, I am filming, just so you know.
Okay, perfect. You've ticketed me before. What's that? And you've ticketed me before.
Yeah. What I'll do today is I'm going to just jot down exactly what happened, exact location where everything is at, and then you know, figure out what's going to happen here, you know, at some point today.
Give them tickets. I want there. They're pushing it. I don't care what you say. That's seated in here. They are on the line. They're pushing it. There's no reason for them to be on this line. There's a slew at that end, a slew at that end. You can't. There's no reason for them to be here, right where they're at. Sure. The geese, the ducks and geese were over there quite a ways. If you have pictures, like you said, they were quite a ways over, correct?
Yeah, but we have an A-frame. I'm not going to put that in the middle.
That's right. And I have a cornfield.
Just let the
that I was gonna
DNR
hunt this
talk,
morning.
honestly.
And you are right exactly where I told my friend we were going to hunt, and he said, no, you guys were going to be here. Well, that wouldn't have worked. You could have come and talked to me. All you had to do was come and talk to me. I was on the hill last night. You were sitting right there. You'd have drove around and talked to me. We'd all hunted here together. We would have all been here together. He's got decoys, I got decoys, you got decoys. We'd have this whole thing full.
You're right on the line. I mean, you know, ultimately this has to pass the smell test with our state's attorney. You know,
Who is it?
Ashley, Lise. Well, you know, so I'm gonna just photograph everything, and then you know, I got to run it by her before we do anything. You know, so yeah, I think that'd be the proper course of action for sure. Because I mean, it is very close to the line on one side or the other. You know, I mean, they are touching your corn. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. So that's my property, and I think that he swerved in here and he came back out down there. So actually, the line is probably, if you look, it's probably right out here. If you want to get that technical about the line, you should have come and talked to me. Can I sit on the line? That's what I'd have done.
Yeah.
And if I know there's birds there and the guy's cornfield's right next to it, hey, can I hunt there on the line? I won't go in your corn. Yeah, that'd be fine.
I'm gonna grab some stuff here, and then would you guys? There's no requirement that you have to fill out a statement form.
We have one.
I have one
Oh, you do?
typed one up, if that's fine.
Yeah, if you want to send me that, I mean, I'd be cool with that too.
Okay.
However you guys want to do it, I have one to write out. If anybody wishes to write one out, I got the paperwork to do that.
Okay.
As well write one physically, and then I'll send this one too.
Maybe you should confiscate that GoPro because they did shoot 2 ducks out of this. So let's have the GoPro too. Right there, proof.
Better take a side-by-side then too. He was driving on the beans, so I do have that on video.
Are you trying to put it on me now? This is what they do.
What about the
This is what
harassment
they
side?
do when they're smarter than the guy that owns the land. They don't pay taxes on it, and they want to know everything. You've scouted this for how long, you said?
4 weeks.
Okay, then I live right there. You would have talked to me. You've talked to everyone else in the country, haven't you?
Yeah, like I said, I've stopped by your place a couple times and you haven't been home.
Forgot to make a good attempt, I guess.
I've brought them a couple cases of beer, Matt and
I don't
Grant.
drink.
Well, I would have offered it to you or whatever you like.
If you would have talked to me.
If I could have got a hold of you, yeah.
But I think you should have that GoPro because they shot 2 ducks here. And that is part of this thing, so.
Yeah, I can give you whatever you need off of here.
Okay, can you rewind the footage like right now where I can see it? Or...
Yeah, what would you like?
She'll make a reasonable decision, I think. Okay. That's all you can ask. Yep. You know, I think, I don't want to promise you guys anything, but I think if this were to come to a trespass and you guys were to be charged with something, it'd probably be the non-criminal version of the trespass, which is just a fine. No loss of hunting privileges or anything like that.
Okay.
You
That's
know,
less than he was asking for him to go away.
He wanted 300 to go away.
He's like, I'll split the price for you to leave right now. I'll split
Said
the
pay
fine
half
with you."
what your fine's going to be right now and I'll leave.
Do you have that on video?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Is there a way you could send me that?
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. I think that would be good. He was the one that insisted on the GoPro. So
I would love to share that. I mean, he's a smart man, so I will do what he wants. So,
can you send that to my email or anything?
yeah, I'll get your stuff when we drive on the way back.
Yeah, that works. Perfect.
Well, I think these guys are going to set up and hunt a little bit. So let's go. We'll go back. I'll get you what you need.
Okay.
These guys can hunt.
Take care. Yep, no problem.
Dinar's gonna give me a little ride back.
And then the statement.
All right, well, sitting in the old warden's truck here. He's gonna give me a ride back to my truck. I gotta show him my federal duck stamp. It's on my Minnesota license, so I just gotta show him that, and then he's getting a signature from everyone else for all the other stuff. And I think we're gonna continue hunting here unless old Jeff comes out. But then the DNR kind of changed his mind. He's like, you know, maybe we can do something because the guy was demanding money basically. So I don't know.
Sometimes the biggest threats you'll face out in the field have nothing to do with the animals you're after. They're about what certain people are willing to pull when they feel like something belongs to them, and how hard they'll push when they think nobody's going to stop them. What drives a person to deliberately choose the most questionable parking spot in the region, even when every gut feeling is screaming to just keep moving. For this particular van lifer, it's the allure of the off-grid, the satisfaction of staying invisible, and maybe just a touch too much faith in his own ability to spin a good yarn. But when you're sitting alone a mile from the closest farmhouse deep in South Alabama timber, straining your ears for gunshots and banjos, that self-assurance starts to crack pretty quickly. Here's what went down. Tonight's 5th video comes from Maddie Van Halen, a solo American van life channel, where stealth camping collides with southern charm and just enough creepy energy to hold your attention. It's October 3rd, 2025, somewhere in the forests outside Auburn, Alabama. The location gets confirmed, deep South Alabama woodland.
What is up, Buttercup? I gotta be quiet. This might be a little bit spooky, but I am in the forest of South Alabama. And I kind of ran out of options on places to park.
His van is tucked away on a concealed dirt track. Every legitimate option has already been ruled out, and he looks straight into the lens and admits this might genuinely be a terrible idea. The fact that he's self-aware about it is somehow even less comforting than if he just stayed quiet. But then, gunshots. Practical paranoia kicks in hard. He circles the van, mentally mapping his quickest exit back to the highway if everything falls apart. And that's when he notices his own interior lights blazing right through the windows, basically broadcasting his location.
I heard banjos. I'm just kidding about the banjos. And it's something about the forest here in South Alabama. It's got a different vibe to it. See, the sun is setting right over there. See the orange? There is one road. I can kind of hear it from here. It's going to be about a mile. Look, check this out. There's the moon through the kind of...
Every vehicle passing on the road. He scrambles to get the blackout curtains in place, sealing himself off from the outside world and from whatever might now be clocking exactly what he just made so glaringly obvious. Then comes the twist, and it hits differently than you'd expect. Maddie grew up 15 to 20 miles from this very spot. This is his backyard. He knows these trees, knows the locals, knows the landowners never set foot anywhere near this remote stretch of land. Safe as a kitten, he says. The whole unsettling vibe was pure performance. Southern storytelling doing precisely what Southern storytelling has always done. Honestly, I'd still have been double checking every one of those blackout curtains. Then again, I didn't spend my childhood 20 miles down the road. They're standing in a complete dead zone when the thermal camera begins registering heat signatures. 5, maybe 6 shapes drifting through the tree line, getting closer. The Audi is half a mile back, swallowed by mud. The phones have been dark for over an hour, and now there's a blue light threading its way toward them through the darkness. One miscalculation, and this whole investigation turns into something far more desperate than anyone signed up for. Reddit user going by the handle HealthBright555 came forward with an unsettling experience after their son decided to set up a motion-activated camera in his bedroom. In the beginning, it was completely harmless. The whole thing was just a casual experiment, the kind of setup someone tries out of curiosity rather than any genuine concern. But then, at around 1 in the morning, the camera detected movement inside the room. When the family reviewed the footage, what they found was a strange figure seemingly standing there. It wasn't a recognizable person moving naturally through the space. The shape looked distorted, somehow wrong, and at that time of night, nobody should have been in there at all. Understandably, the family was shaken. A camera in a bedroom is already an intimate thing, but spotting what appears to be a figure lurking there in the dead of night makes the whole room feel like it's been violated. Then the situation shifted. When they looked more closely at the system, they discovered the timestamp was likely inaccurate. After a software update was applied, the recorded time moved to closer to 8 in the evening, which suddenly opened the door to a far more ordinary explanation. The figure could simply have been his sister, passing through the room earlier that night, caught on camera at the wrong labeled time due to a technical glitch. That reasoning holds up. It's almost certainly the most rational way to read it. But the reason this clip continued to unnerve people comes down to that initial gut reaction. Before anyone knew about the update, this looked like a child's bedroom camera had recorded a figure standing silently in the darkness when the room was supposed to be empty. And even once the sensible explanation surfaces, that original chill doesn't just disappear. This next case, however, is one where no such explanation has ever emerged. In December 2025, a YouTuber going by Bigum's Delicious was out solo camping at Ozette Lake when he began picking up sounds of movement in the darkness just outside the edge of his campsite.
I don't know if you guys can hear, but there's something walking around back there. Might be a bear or an elk.
At first he thought bear, maybe elk, something large enough to snap branches with every step.
You hear that?
His first instinct was bear, maybe elk, some animal big enough to crack branches underfoot with every stride. But the longer he listened, the more confused he got. Whatever was out there moved on 2 legs, not 4, slow and measured, pausing and resuming like it was keeping tabs on him.
It's walking so slow though. It does not sound like 4 feet either. It's no more than 15, 20 yards out there. Maybe 25. Maybe a little further. It's hard to tell.
He called out into the dark. Nothing fled, nothing scattered. It just continued circling him, staying roughly 20 yards out, near enough to catch every word he spoke. And here's the part that really gets under your skin. It wasn't making any attempt to be quiet. Each footfall was heavy and obvious, almost as if it was making sure he noticed it.
It takes a couple steps, then just stops. Then moves a little bit, then stops. And it's not going away from my voice. I'm trying to keep my best wits about all around me, because it might just be making that noise to distract me from something else. But you gotta be able to hear that.
Was it pulling his focus while something else crept in from another direction, or was it simply biding its time? In the summer of 2016, 17-year-old Mike Manschel from Germany embarked on his very first solo adventure to Malta. He spent several days there with his girlfriend before she headed home, after which he set off on his own, armed with a backpack, a GoPro, and a rented bicycle. On July 18th, he sent a message to his father, and then he disappeared without a trace. The days ticked by, and when he failed to board his return flight, alarm bells started ringing. On July 26th, his body was discovered by authorities at the bottom of Dingley Cliffs. His bike was found hanging above, appearing completely intact, yet his backpack and camera were nowhere to be found. The death was officially classified as an accident, though curiously his body showed no signs of fractures despite having fallen from such a height. What pushed this case into deeply disturbing territory is the fact that the majority of Mike's internal organs were absent from his body. To this day, nobody has been able to explain what truly happened to him. One thing seems certain though, this was no accident. In January 2023, a couple living out of a van found themselves stranded in southeast Texas as a supercell storm system closed in, one that would go on to produce an F2 tornado. There was no time to drive away and no shelter within reach. The warning sirens came too late, the power grid had already gone dark, the alerts were lagging behind what the sky was already doing. They scrambled into the closest ditch they could find, 2 people, 2 dogs, and the quiet realization that this could genuinely be the end. The tornado passed within yards of where their van was sitting. Others at the campground weren't so fortunate. Rigs got flipped. Trailers were torn in half, metal structures were shredded and hurled into the tree line. The carport across the lot was simply erased. The road they would have used to escape was completely destroyed. Their footage is raw and disorienting. Warning sirens wail somewhere in the background. The dogs are whimpering. One of them is crying while desperately gripping a leash. The other speaks directly into the camera, as though putting words to it is the only thing keeping him together. Once the worst of it subsides, they climb back out. Trees are snapped off like they were nothing. The campground is blanketed in wreckage. A mangled sheet of aluminum, someone's roof not long ago, sits in a nearby yard. Everything has gone quiet, but nothing has been left untouched. They made it out. The van stayed upright. The dogs are okay. But the emotional weight of it all is written across every sentence, every exhale, every glance they share with each other. This wasn't skill or preparation, it was pure statistical luck. And that's the second clip tonight comes from Gone a Little Wild, a British outdoors channel that documents solo expeditions, kit reviews, and family camping trips across some of the UK's most punishing terrain. We're talking Dartmoor, sodden boots, genuine misery, and the kind of raw, unfiltered experience that keeps people watching. He got out, he brought the footage with him. It's November 2nd, 2022. Dartmoor National Park, somewhere near Princetown. A dad and his son pitching up beside the long-abandoned Nuns Cross farmhouse.
Yeah, the fog's definitely rolling in. So Tyler, what have you got to show us that's going to keep these evil spirits at bay?
This.
Oh yeah? That works?
A pumpkin boy.
Yeah, a pumpkin. Now it's Halloween.
Yay.
There we go. No Halloween wild camp would be complete without a pumpkin.
Once night falls, they attempt to hike back up toward the farmhouse on foot. The mist is so impossibly thick that the father loses all sense of direction entirely. He says it himself, on camera, can't make out the building anywhere, no clue which way they're headed, two people swallowed by the dark, open moorland all around them where the earth can just fall away beneath you without a moment's notice.
Across the farm at the time. Just as the story begins, one dark, cold, and foggy wintry night, a lot like tonight. And the farmer and his wife awoke to the sound of their cattle in distress. The farmer's wife headed out into the fields alone to check on their cattle, only never to return and never be seen again. Well, not alive anyway. Some say, on nights just like these, they have seen her roaming the moors, looking for her way home, and her cries for help can be heard whispering on the night wind. Is the story true? Who knows? We didn't see or hear anything unusual, but then again, with all the messing around, I don't think we would have noticed anyway. It's by the little gate off to the side, and there's a stone with a sword and a shield and a... Well, no, it's a stone set in the wall. You know, like a big stone like this. Yeah, set in the wall with a stone and a shield. But it's supposed to be in the wall. It might be covered in moss by now, who knows, I don't know. Did we come this way to get here?
Standing outside the old stone structure in total darkness, the father recounts the local legend, a farmer's wife who vanished into a winter fog much like this one, never found alive. People passing through have long claimed to hear her crying and whispering somewhere out in the night air. He's telling all of this while completely surrounded by the varied conditions that took her. The fog isn't just setting the mood here.
The farmer's wife going missing. Haunting and roaming the moor is true, because I'm pretty sure there's somebody outside my tent shaking it all night last night. So it does make you wonder if that old tale is true. I think she's still out there now. Pack it in. Give it a rest. Oh, this isn't going to be fun.
It is the story. Looking back on the night, he calls it the worst weather he's ever encountered on Dartmoor. Violent gusts hammering the shelter over and over without letting up. The shaking felt too purposeful, too relentless, for him not to wonder whether something out there was specifically targeting the tent. Almost certainly the wind, sure, but out on a moor like that, steeped in that kind of history, your mind doesn't sit around waiting for a rational explanation. They wake to a short window of dry air, though the gale pushes on. No leisurely morning routine. Gear packed quickly, sight left clean, a hard march back to the car before the weather seals back in around them. Sometimes the sharpest survival instinct Dartmoor can teach you is simply recognizing when it's time to go. The mist built the isolation, the legend planted the dread, and the wind handled everything else. Whether it was a weather system or something less explainable rattling that tent, the outcome didn't change. No sleep, nerves completely shot, gone at first light. Yeah, I think I'll be steering well clear of haunted farmhouses for the foreseeable future. Will chose a desolate backcountry location to sleep in his car, far from any other soul. As darkness settled in, the quiet around him started to feel wrong. A deep vibration rose up from the earth, followed by sharp cracking sounds, like something massive was breaking through the undergrowth. Then came the dragging noise, as though something was pulling itself along just beyond his door. His night vision footage revealed little more than shifting darkness. But that growl, there was no mistaking it. Come morning, the tree line had gone completely still, yet Will couldn't shake what he'd experienced. A gut-level, bone-deep terror, he'd set out with a camera to document the wilderness, and instead found himself trapped inside something he never bargained for. YouTuber Awakened Abe and his crew were deep into a through hike on the Appalachian Trail, settled into their campsite when a violent windstorm rolled in out of nowhere. What unfolded next had them running for their lives.
Whoa, man. There's gonna be some deadfalls tonight.
Initially, nobody was too alarmed. Some of the other campers even started recording the whole thing, treating it like a spectacle. Then an emergency alert from the weather service turned the mood completely. A tornado was bearing down directly on their location.
Where's library? Library, come on!
The group bolted toward the truck while Abe kept his camera rolling, capturing the ferocious gusts in real time. Trees thrashed wildly overhead, and loose debris was being hurled through the air like missiles around them.
We just had a tree come down on top of us almost. It is whipping. Was that your tent it almost missed?
Abe and the rest of the group piled into the truck and floored it, getting out just in the nick of time before the tornado ripped straight through the area. David is the travel and overland creator behind the YouTube channel Overland Nomad, where he documents solo journeys, remote camping, and off-road adventures. His content tends to revolve around peaceful escapes, secluded locations, self-sufficiency, and the kind of stillness that only comes from putting real distance between yourself and the rest of the world. But on February 24th, 2026, that very same remoteness became a lot less comfortable than he was used to. What began as a straightforward solo beach camp slowly shifted into something that just didn't feel right.
Guys, I think we found our spot for tonight. Should be good. Kind of protected a little bit from the sand. Piper's been anxious to get out. You ready, Pipes? Come on. I think this should be good. If the wind changes a little later, then we can move around, maybe get a little closer. But I do like that well guys, I'm very blessed that the wind slowed down, thank God. But I want to give you guys a little tour of Casa Nomad, which is Casa Nomad V2, version 2, because version 1 was the wilderness. This one is version 2. Some of you guys have been asking me if I'm gonna ever bring the wilderness back. I don't think I am. This setup is 10 times better for me. Personally, I like this. It has less room than the wilderness, but setup.
In the beginning, everything seemed exactly as it should be. A secluded stretch of coastline, the wind finally dying down, and a setup that offered him both a clear sightline and a sense of privacy. It was the kind of solitude he'd always sought out, calm, deliberate, and familiar. But that feeling of ease didn't hold because as darkness settled in, something about the night started to change.
¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué? ¿Necesita hacer llamada? ¿Qué necesita?
Que a ver si me podía ayudarme a sacar mi ropita, lo que pasa es que tengo aquí pegadita.
Piper, you scared me, dude. I kid you not, I was cooking and I was just having to stare through the window and I see a light like coming up, like someone walking. And I freaked me out. I got my protection and I grabbed Piper because Piper will attack. And
while he was cooking and winding down, something pulled his focus a light moving toward him from further down the beach. Initially, it didn't register as anything significant, just another presence along a long, empty stretch of shoreline, until a woman appeared near his camp, claiming her vehicle was stuck somewhere behind her. On its own, that might not have raised any flags. Situations like that do happen, but something about the whole thing felt off to him. He offered assistance, suggested getting help on the phone, and kept a safe distance throughout. She turned it down, and that one small inconsistency shifted the entire weight of the moment, because suddenly it wasn't just about lending a hand anymore. It became about uncertainty and the creeping awareness that he had no idea who else might be out there watching.
They're stuck, but look, I would love to help, but I'm by myself. There's no one out here, and I don't know if it's a trap. I don't know. All right, guys. Well, I was thinking about just camping a few miles south, but then I spoke to my wife, and she had a good point. She's like, that just sounds super sketchy. She's like, I don't know how you're gonna go to sleep. And I said, yeah, you're right. And I did call, I called 911. I called the county just to report it. And they said they couldn't do much. They're like, we can't send anyone out there to like rescue her.
He made the call to pack up and go steady and measured, no sudden moves. Not driven by panic, but by that quiet internal threshold where things stop adding up and instinct begins to override reason. Because staying meant sitting inside a situation that no longer made sense, while leaving meant choosing the unknown over a bad explanation. Even after he drove away, the unease didn't fully lift. It lingered just beneath the surface, unresolved and difficult to name. Looking back from the outside, the question that remains is whether this was simply a misunderstanding, a coincidence shaped by timing and isolation, or whether there was something in her behavior that didn't fully register in the moment, but still set something off once things quieted down. Her intentions, of course, are impossible to know. There's no clean answer to land on either way. But personally, I find this one genuinely unsettling, not because anything was overtly wrong, but because of the contradictions, turning down help when it was offered, the vagueness in how she communicated, and the reality that in places this remote, even the smallest things feel magnified when there's nobody else around to give you a reference point for what's normal. And that's what sticks with you, not a conclusion, but the space between what was witnessed and what couldn't be explained. Because in settings like this, isolated, silent, and completely off the grid, it doesn't take much before instinct starts drawing its own conclusions. And once it does, you're left wondering whether there was ever really something to fear, or whether it was simply a moment that carried more weight than it deserved. Deep in a remote stretch of the Colombian wilderness sits an old cabin with a reputation for being haunted. Hikers who've spent the night there came back with stories that were hard to explain. A man named Diego decided he needed to find out for himself.
Así como cuando saludan, tipo... Y ya silbó una vez y me dio un poquito de miedo, espero.
He made the trek out, settled in for the night, and kept his camera rolling the whole time.
Usa mi cabeza en el techo. Yo siento que algo se mueve. Y escucha. Parece que las tablas se abrieran. Hay movimiento.
For a while, everything seemed completely still, until a single whistle cut through the silence. Then, without warning, a heavy pounding erupted from somewhere up on the roof. He grabbed his flashlight and went outside to investigate, but there was nothing there. When morning finally came, he packed up and headed out, still without any real answers. His name is Larry, and he runs a YouTube channel where he regularly documents his truck camping trips and off-grid adventures across the American Southwest. The video goes by the title, "He Broke Into My Camper While I Was Inside." Deep in the woods, roughly 12 miles south of Williams, Arizona, this solo camper was startled late one night by the sound of a woman screaming for help just outside his RV. He grabbed his camera and started recording everything as it unfolded.
Hello? Do you need help?
As he moved through the area searching for whoever was crying out, he spotted a man concealed among the trees, just standing there watching him. Then, within moments, the crack of gunshots echoed through the darkness in the distance. Overcome with fear, Larry bolted back to his truck, threw the door shut, and pressed himself flat against the floor to stay hidden from view. The unmistakable sound of footsteps could be heard slowly circling the campsite outside. Larry wasted no time calling 911 to report the situation.
911, what's your emergency?
Yes, please, hey.
Once he was satisfied the call had connected, he armed himself with a non-lethal weapon and carefully ventured outside to look around. By that point, though, the area was completely deserted and the screaming had gone silent. To this day, nobody knows who that woman was or who had been lurking just outside Larry's door. Oklahoma, late at night, deep inside a remote state park. A solo van dweller, who goes by Lady Bugout, had settled in beside a calm lakeshore, pine trees stretching out around her, wide open land in every direction. A strong wind was rolling through, gently swaying her little camper, the kind of night that should have been perfectly restful.
I'm here for a couple nights, heading up north again. It's cooler by the lake here. I'm in Oklahoma, and just wanted to show you guys what I get to enjoy for the next couple days.
Then everything changed. A tornado warning screamed from her phone. Just after 1 a.m, she stepped outside and noticed something deeply unsettling. The wind had completely died, that eerie, unnatural stillness that anyone from the region will tell you means serious trouble. Looking around, she realized her vehicle was sitting completely exposed in a wide open clearing right next to the water. No trees, nothing to shield her.
So there was a severe thunderstorm warning, tornado warning issued just a minute ago. And so I am not sure what to do in this situation.
Frightened but keeping it together, she threw her entire camper setup into the van in just a few minutes, keys already gripped in her hand. Around her, other campers were bolting, headlights disappearing, one by one, into the dark as the storm bore down. She took off alone, cutting through the blackness in search of anything solid, eventually pulling up beside a concrete bathroom block, the only real structure she could find anywhere nearby.
Thought that somebody would come around. The tent campers hightailed it out of here in the motorcycle. And so I am just going to go to a spot that I'm not so open, because I'm very much in the open. I just feel a little vulnerable up here.
Rain hammered down on the roof while she sat awake, eyes locked on her radar app, ears tuned for any siren that might pierce the night again.
So those little lights that you see in the distance there, that is the water, which was a beautiful place to be, but I literally was the only thing out in this clearing and it did not feel safe. So I wanted to get to...
When daylight finally came, the threat had moved on. She'd made it through, safe, but clearly rattled by the whole ordeal.
Tent campers did leave. They're the only ones that I saw leaving. So I guess for me, that is the one thing I feel the most unprepared for, is that change in weather when it is so quick. So if you have any comments or tips about that, when you have encountered those situations, it would be very helpful to not only me, but others who view this and browse the comments.
Hype Mike is known for pulling his crew into some of the wildest and most extreme content on the platform. On May 9th, 2020, Mike and his team dropped an investigation shot at an abandoned campground carrying a deeply troubling history. Children had gone missing there, and notices posted inside each cabin instructed campers to keep themselves covered with blankets until daylight and to never answer if they heard knocking. 3 other YouTubers who had entered the restricted grounds to document what happened had also vanished without a trace. Inside one of the cabins, the group stumbles upon a journal left behind by one of those children. Its entries describe tapping along the walls once night fell and the sound of footsteps outside when no one was around.
Let's see if this says anything. First day of camp, heard tapping on the walls after lights out. Counselors told us not to look outside tonight. We have to keep our flashlights by our bed from now on. Heard footsteps outside, but no one was there.
Then, a single entry changes the entire atmosphere. A child from that very cabin had disappeared, and those same eerie instructions were scrawled across every cabin wall like desperate warnings. Someone had put them there deliberately, and whatever took place was serious enough that every child had committed them to memory.
No one knows why. I can't sleep tonight. Too many screams coming from outside. No.
I saw it.
I saw it.
I saw
bunk 9, it says. So bunk 9, dude, I feel like we need to find bunk.
With their equipment running in the pitch black, the first response arrives immediately. They are not alone. A second message then tells them to stay in their beds, mirroring the exact rule painted on the walls. Whatever is communicating through the device seems to know exactly where they are.
Somebody here with us, could you give us a name? Yo, look.
It's going crazy, guys. That was just something here, right? Yeah, you shouldn't stand near it. Oh, dude, it stopped when we moved. That's weird. That's kind of crazy.
Staying in your beds.
Oh, dude, that's... What the hell?
Almost feels like it's giving me what those rules were saying.
Yeah, literally.
Rules vibes, like...
Stay in your bed?
Yeah.
Like, keep your blanket over your head. That's what it said.
Yeah.
A sharp bang suddenly rings out nearby. One of the group turns toward the window and finds a pair of eyes staring back at them from the other side.
On the yellow. Is anyone here with us?
Hello? Oh, shh.
That came upstairs. Holy shit.
It's going crazy, like it's like beating. We heard that a bunch of people went missing.
They are coming closer.
Oh! Who?
This is crazy.
Dude, it's going off.
Yeah, that is.
We're not even close to it right now.
How many?
Wait, we missed one. What? The ones outside are here.
No
what the
way,
hell?
bro.
How come we didn't hear that?
Is that for real?
Yo, look, wait, don't move.
Whoa.
Am I tripping out? There are 2 eyes over there.
Dude.
Oh no, it's not. The reflection. Dude, there was 2 like bright lights, like the images we're seeing.
Dude.
I mean, right now I think it's literally your light, but I'm telling you that wasn't like that. What the hell?
Then they pick up movement beneath the floorboards. The spirit box implies that something here never moved on.
Whoa.
What was that?
They never left.
They never left.
Oh man, the skinwalkers?
Or the kids.
Because the cabin sits elevated above the ground, there is a crawl space running directly below them. Another bang erupts from underneath their feet.
How do you even go under?
Yeah.
Well, like the whole cabin, it's like raised above the ground. There's like a crawl space.
Really?
Bro, bro, this could be like the clue that we're like searching for. You know what I mean?
I don't know,
like
bro.
the reason why we're...
Should we go under the floor?
Is there any skinwalkers around us?
Follows.
Oh,
Follows.
follows. What follows?
Possible.
I can
It
see
actually
that,
is.
You want us to go under the floor? The hell?
What was that?
Over there. It was like a banging, bro.
Yeah, I heard that.
When the device mentions the door, they all turn toward it, but nobody is willing to take a single step closer.
Oh my god, Jesse.
What?
It just said at the door.
No way, no way.
I'm scared, bro. Like, I don't even want to get closer. Let's get closer. Let's see. This room is creepy. What the hell? It's like so abandoned. Somebody here?
Oh! Dude, that scared me, man.
Should we go look under the...
Heading outside and shining a light into the space below the cabin, they suddenly hear screaming coming from inside and stop dead. Then one of them spots a piece of clothing tucked beneath the structure, something that has absolutely no business being there.
This place?
Yeah, look.
Bro,
That's
it's
what I'm
so
talking about. Like,
creepy.
it's raised.
It's too tight.
We'll, like, put the camera...
Here, hold this. Hold this.
Watch out, bro. This thing just said too late.
Too late for what, bro?
I don't know.
Huh. Whoa. Whoa. Listen. Oh, shit. What do we do? Do we help them? It's coming from the cabins. We got... Oh. Bro, why is it 10 times creepier outside? Look, bro. Oh, here, you're right. I can't see underneath. Here, let me get closer. Nice. You can see all the way through. Here, give me the other camera. Okay. Grab this. I can see better with the light.
What do you see? What do you see?
What the hell? Don't look outside now.
Don't look outside now.
Oh my god.
Remember the friggin' rule? It said, don't put your head,
hey,
like,
guys,
put your head down.
I think I see the...
Seconds later, a bell rings out clearly, with no one anywhere near it. The device responds. The bell has rung, directly echoing the rule about returning inside before the final bell tolled. They rush back in, and almost immediately a heavy knock erupts from within the room itself.
Oh shit.
The final bell has rung.
Dude, like
get inside.
Oh, we gotta go.
In through here?
Isn't that what it said? Stay inside if you hear a bell.
Then an object shifts on its own right in front of them, with no one making contact with it.
Me too.
Dude, shh.
What the hell was that? The bell has rung.
It moved on its own?
Yeah. I want to know how the hell it knows all this stuff.
Like, I don't get it.
What makes this whole experience so unsettling is how every strange event seems to trace back to those original rules. If this place truly holds on to them, the question worth asking is, what is it still trying to warn people about? In April 2018, YouTuber CJ Faison had been getting death threats, notes tucked onto his truck, letters showing up at his front door, all written in the same sloppy handwriting and marked with the same symbol, a circle with an X through it. Then one night, while he and his friends were inside watching Netflix, his alarm triggered. They stepped out and found yet another note. You're not welcome here. But this time, it came with coordinates. Against every instinct he had, CJ, Sonny, and Mo made the 3-hour drive and followed those coordinates deep into the forest. CJ already knew it was a setup. Every part of him was screaming to turn around. He ignored it. Almost immediately, something shot through the darkness right past them. A dark figure moving too quickly to make out.
Please. Mo, what the hell, dude? Mo! You see something? What the f? I'm not running. I'm not being left behind. Hell with this bullshit. What the f is running after? What is that? What the hell was it?
Dude, I swear to God. What the fuck? Off camera, I seen somebody run this way.
Deeper in, they came across a chair that had been bolted directly into the ground, sitting alone in the middle of nowhere.
And I find this chair. It's very weird. You guys didn't see him?
No.
Huh?
No, you scared me when you scared the shit out of us, man. You just started running.
Oh, I mean, sorry, dude.
Shoo.
But like, I seen somebody.
I've been on these things with CJ before. I know when I see run, I run.
Are we supposed to like flip this over, Mo? What the f was that?
I just seen it move.
There's a light back there, dude. Yeah. There's a legit light. Shh. Sonny, what the fuck? I don't know, CJ.
It's gone now, huh?
There's no light anymore. Are we supposed to flip this chair over or something?
Flip it over, see what we can find.
Are we where we're supposed to be?
No, this isn't the coordinates.
Oh, shit.
When they're in the coordinates, I've been looking them at my phone GPS. I hope I don't lose signal because I'm not from this country. I'm from Canada. My Wi-Fi here, my internet here is terrible.
So hold this. I'm gonna lift this up. Dude, this is so weird. Mo. You know, that thing is solid in the ground.
Find anything?
No, that thing's solid in the ground for sure.
I wonder how long it's been here. That's a seat. It's like a chair.
Yeah.
They pressed on. The coordinates pointed to a single location, an X constructed from sticks laid out on the forest floor, identical to the symbol from the threatening notes.
What the f is that?
What is that? There's like a... I don't know what the fuck it is. Holy shit.
Is that like some kind of devil worship and stuff or something? What the f?
It's like a circle with an X in the middle of it.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
I don't know. So hold up, let me check.
That's weird.
Let me check the coordinates. Let's see how far we need to keep going.
That's got me creeped out. I feel like we're being watched right now.
I'm speechless. I don't know what. I'm out of my element.
What?
Yeah, I'm f***ing shivering right now.
Why?
The coordinates are literally for here.
Well, I mean, I don't quite understand.
The coordinates brought us here. The coordinates that whoever sent us those coordinates.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, this is a f***ing trap or something, man. This is bullshit.
Would somebody give us?
Is there something underneath of it? You know what I mean? Like X marks the spot. There's a damn X, but there's...
X marks the spot. That's when CJ's phone lit up. It was his father. Someone had sent him an email. The message read, "Your son is going to die."
Not serious. Yo, my dad just called me.
What?
I kid you not, my dad just called me and he said somebody sent him an email with an X marks the spot.
Please be
Email with
joking
an
me,
X in a
dude.
circle. And he said your son is gonna die. Literally, somebody just fucked my dad. Hey, Dad, thanks. I'll talk to you.
They spread out to track down whoever was out there hunting them. That's when Mo spotted it. A face, pale as a mask, staring back at him from the trees. He returned, visibly shaken, barely able to get words out.
What the f?
That was Mo.
Mo! Is he alright? What the f, man? Mo! You alright? What? What?
I don't know what's wrong with me. I see crazy's face.
What?
I seen the craziest face.
Where?
All the way down there.
Oh, dude, are you for real? What did it look like, dude?
It was the scariest thing I've seen in my entire life. I'm literally about to cry. I'm literally in tears.
No in tears. I see it. Oh my god.
The living shit.
Now I'm scared.
Oh my god. Hold on. I need to breathe.
You alright, dude?
I have anxiety, bro. That scared the shit out of me. I'm not joking.
No, scared the hell out of me, and now I'm really terrified.
I'm sorry to give you guys a scare. I was trying to have a talk with my fans here. Bro, I seen a glimmer of a face. It was like a white face. It was like a white mask of some sort.
Oh, that's even, it makes me feel real good there, yeah.
It was actually down that way. Bro, my eyes just teared up because of this.
I'm telling you, this is some bullshit here, dude. Some absolute
Bro,
show
that was
bullshit.
something demonic. That was not human. That was not
For
human.
real?
Yes, it was demonic. I don't feel good. I feel like I'm...
Then the flashlights appeared, multiple beams, closing in from different directions, switching off the moment they looked, then blinking back on somewhere else entirely.
Holy man.
Okay.
Guys, I'm leaving my flashlight off right now. Mo, where are you going?
Huh?
Where are you going?
I don't know, bro. I'm just fucking freaking out right now. I'm literally freaking out right now. I just want to get the f out of here.
I do too. I'm not even turning my light back on right now, dude.
I'm sorry for swearing so much, you guys, but I'm genuinely scared.
Dude, there's the flashlight again. Dude, seriously, this is starting to piss me off.
Ooh, there's another two over there.
Shit, Mo, turn your light off, dude.
I know you guys are scared of shit. I'm spinning around like I don't know where to look.
Dude, are they moving or is that just me? Are they moving? Oh, they just shut off, dude. Oh, there it is, there it is.
There's one to the left.
What the f?
We're surrounded.
Dude, I don't like this, man. What was that noise behind us? Worst idea ever. Legit worst idea ever. What?
Shit. Damn, I hit it.
Are you okay? What happened?
Yeah, no, I just hit my camera when I spun around. I think I'm recording again.
I'm sorry, I just freaked myself out.
Dude, what happened?
I don't know. I just freaked myself out. Those flashlights are gone though.
Oh, it's behind me, dude. There's a damn flashlight up behind me. Turn your light off, turn your light off. Yeah, oh shit, it's going now. No, wait. Whoa! Oh, shit. Oh, damn it. Oh, damn it. Stop.
What the hell was that, CJ?
Turn your lights off.
Dogs started barking in the distance, growing louder, and then a whistle cut through the trees. 3 sharp notes, repeating over and over, like some kind of signal or taunt.
You've got to be motherfucking kidding me right now. Fuck. I just want to get the fuck out of these woods. I just want to get the fuck out of these woods. Please help me. These fucking dogs are getting closer too. These dogs are getting closer. I don't know what the hell that whistling is, but it's really freaking me out right now. And I feel like it's getting closer to me.
CJ got cut off from the others, completely alone, flashlights both ahead of and behind him, nowhere to move without exposing himself. He dropped into the bushes and held his breath.
Oh, damn it. Someone's walking. Someone. Holy shit. That's legit coming closer. Oh shit. Oh shit. Someone is coming closer. Holy shit. I'm gonna lay down. I'm gonna lay down on the ground. I'm gonna lay down. I'm laying down. Guys, I swear if I make it out of these woods. Oh shit. If I make it out of these woods alive, I'm gonna be the luckiest bastard ever. Guys,
He bolted. Something came after him. He hit the ground, he cried out for the others. When they finally got back together, footsteps crunched through the dark just inches away, close enough to reach out and touch, and then the whistle sounded again, directly behind them.
He's trying to us. I know. He is legit trying to us. I told you this was a terrible idea.
We need to just wait here for a while until he's gone. We gotta stay in the dark.
Yeah.
Okay. Stay in the dark. You whistled at us too.
That's the exact whistle I heard.
They sprinted for the parking lot. The whistling trailed them the entire way back to the car.
You see the car.
Finally.
That's not a car, bro. The parking lot's right there.
What the f?
The hell was that? That whistle sounded really close.
Is that behind us over here, guys? To the right.
Oh!
Well, oh, damn it! Get the mother here! Oh, oh shit! Oh, look at this.
So who sent those coordinates? Who reached out to CJ's father in the dead of night with that message? What exactly was behind that white mask out in the trees? And what would have become of them if they hadn't gotten out of those woods? Someone put them there on purpose.